Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
They get in the way of all the music.
So when you turn on the radio... Okay, there's a podcast I downloaded, I think the latest episode of the H3 podcast. Mm-hmm. It has Alex Hirsch and Justin Roiland on there.
Okay.
And Justin Roiland prank calls the Joel Osteen prayer line as Rick from Rick and Morty.
No.
And is like asking them questions like, I don't understand. Like, what does this do? And like this lady starts like... It's weird. She's like praying in tongues. I don't know what it is. And he's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And so he's like starts mimicking her, and he's like, "What is blah 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 blah?" Well, I don't understand what that means.
No way! Wow. When was this? This was on a podcast like recently.
Yeah, I think it came out Wednesday.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's 5 hours long.
What?
Yeah.
Is it called Critical Role?
No, those are only about 4 hours.
Oh, my bad.
I see where the confusion came from.
Yes, definitely.
But not quite.
So we should do that at some point. We should do
a 5 hour long podcast?
No. We should do like each of us do our top 5 podcasts just to kind of show listeners what other things we like to listen to and kind of spread the podcast love. Because I think it's important for cross-pollination. Podcasts need to promote other podcasts because...
Cross-pollination.
Yes, exactly.
Cross-Polynesians is what I was going for.
Nailed it. Because I think it's important for us to, hype up our media because, podcast is a growing segment of the entertainment industry, but it's not anywhere near mainstream yet. And I think if we all promote each other, it will grow. And yeah, I think that'd be a cool top 5 for us to do. And kind of an insight for the audience into the things we like to listen to when we're not talking to each other.
One could say, if we listen, they will come.
Yes.
No, that doesn't make any sense. If we talk, they will listen?
Well, that hasn't worked yet.
Yeah. It worked like on 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's true.
Gavin pulling Nelly again, taking his hoodie off. It's getting hot in here. Don't take off all your clothes.
Different than usual.
What?
It's like 3 in a row that you pulled out the Nelly. So.
Oh, on that bombshell, welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, episode
59.
Went through puberty. Episode 59. Mm-hmm. I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
I saw It last night.
Ooh.
It was good.
Did you sleep in Brady's room?
No, I did not. I did turn on
a lamp, a night light.
Oh no, I didn't turn on a night light. Not that bad. I did close the door, which I usually leave open. Okay. Because I want to be able to hear when the boogeyman's coming at me. Mm-hmm. And I turned like some funny Rooster Teeth stuff on. So I was like, let's just let that loop on YouTube for a while. That'll be fine.
Nice.
Yep.
Clear out the cobwebs, so to speak. That's awesome. So how was it? Was it scary?
No. Okay, see, here's the thing. It's not as scary. It's more of a psychological thriller. Mm-hmm. Way more than the first one. Okay. Than the original TV series. Mm-hmm. Or movie event, whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was one of those made-for-TV, 4-part miniseries events.
There were a lot of Stephen King miniseries.
That's how I saw Tommyknockers.
Oh, okay.
Or I get Tommyknockers and the Langoliers mixed up. Which is the one where they were on the plane? That's the Langoliers.
I have zero idea.
Isn't it? I think that's the Langoliers. When we're on the plane, they can't land.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, it was the first. The part at the beginning with Georgie and Pennywise was not expecting that. That was like the most gruesome part of the whole movie.
Wow.
And then the rest was just like psychological.
Interesting.
And then I was playing it over in my mind and psychoanalyzing all the kids' fears with what was going on in the kids' lives, and I was like, this makes total sense.
Now, are you one of these people who are naturally creeped out by clowns?
I mean, I don't think they're funny. I think they should all die, but I mean...
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think they're really funny.
To answer your question, like, I think it is kind of creepy.
You think the art of, what is it, clowning should die?
Clowning around? Yeah, I don't think there's... it's the year 20 whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to date the podcast.
Yeah. This will be a timeless episode. Listen to for eons.
Exactly, yeah. So,
I was never creeped out by clowns. I don't find them scary. I find them a little weird. Like, I don't get... They don't translate. They're the most dated form of comedy that I think is around. So, I mean, I guess miming is probably older, but...
Well, I like miming more than I like slapstick comedy.
That's a little more like interpretive dance, than it is comedy. And
that's another thing. Like, I'm not a fan of, like, slapstick. So, like, Jackass and that type of stuff, I was not like... I'm like, oh, yeah, these are just a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my cuppa, so...
All right.
What'd you do, Gavin? Did you see it?
I did not see it. I haven't done anything really that interesting at all this week since the last time we recorded. That was the last interesting thing I did.
Wow.
I mean, I did go to Texas last weekend.
Tejas.
And hung out with my parents. Played a few games of Triple Yahtzee. That was entertaining.
Triple Yahtzee.
You ever played Triple Yahtzee?
No.
You played Yahtzee, right?
Yeah, is it like triple the
Dude,
dice?
It's Yahtzee on crack. No, it's not triple the dice. It's triple the columns. So you got your regular white column. You got a blue column, which is double points, and a pink column, which is triple points. It kicks the party up a notch. It's awesome.
It kicks the party up.
Anybody who has played Triple Yahtzee, seriously, let us know. And tell
Josh
how awesome
comment below, and when I see none of those comments, I'll be like, oh, it was just Gavin's family. That's good.
It's amazing. So that's kind of my highlights.
Corey is not with us again this week. He is still on the vacation.
Yeah, staycation.
Yeah.
We had to change our recording
Living
time,
it up.
so he ended up missing two.
Because some of us have to go into work early on Saturday morning.
That stinks, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, I broke the illusion. Some of us had to go into work early Saturday morning.
Ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I guess ready for the news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Talk about the news.
I actually have a news item, so let me know when I can jump
Gavin,
in.
No, Gavin. Let's
really?
Gavin go first.
Sweet. So, one of my favorite animation studios on the planet, Aardman. Leica is there too, but Aardman Animation Studios and director Nick Park of Wallace and Gromit fame. They released the trailer for their upcoming film. It's another stop-motion animated piece, a la Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit and Pirates. And it's called Early Man, and it's about prehistoric times and cavemen, and it looks amazing. I can't wait.
Like 13 minutes long, like the rest of their stuff?
Oh, no. The Wallace and Gromits were short films, but like ever since then, they've only done like feature-length films.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, it's a feature-length film. It's all stop motion. It looks incredible. I can't wait. It comes out in February. I'm pumped.
Well, we have a little news out of everybody's favorite Disney.
I like how you gear up for that.
Yeah, they can't see that.
I know.
The facial expressions.
They can feel the anticipation.
Yeah, I hope you can feel it. Mm-hmm. But what they're going to be doing, showing at AMC Theaters and the El Capitan.
Oh, yes.
They're going to be showing some Disney princess films as part of Disney's Dream Big Princess specials.
And we'll go dream along with them.
Yeah, well, a couple of them. They're going to be showing Beauty and the Beast at AMC Theaters, September 15th through the 21st. Tangled, showing at AMC Theaters, September 29th through October 5th, and at the El Capitan, September 21st through the 26th. Mulan will be showing in AMC Theaters, September 22nd through the 28th. Princess and the Frog will be showing at the El Capitan, September 13th through 20th, and at AMC Theaters, 6th through the 12th. There's that one from Pixar that I guess we have to mention.
Yes.
Brave will be at AMC Theaters 13th through the 19th, and the El Capitan, September 8th through the 12th. And then Moana's sometime. I didn't put it in the thing because who cares?
It's
on Netflix. Who cares? It's whatever.
Whatever. It's awesome.
It's the newest.
Which ones are you going to see, dude?
I'd like to see Tangled and Mulan.
See, the two that I want to see are Mulan and Brave. And I mean, I would see Tangled. If I get to see 3, I would definitely
The
put
last time
Tangled.
I saw Tangled was in the theater. I mean, that's not the last time. I mean, I saw Tangled. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw that one like 4 times in the theater. So I feel like I've gotten it. So if I have to skip one that I want to see, that's going to be the one. Mulan, I only saw once on the big screen when it came out. And so I definitely want to see that again on the big screen. And then Brave is like my second favorite Pixar movie, and I definitely want to see that one again.
Yeah, I gotta go see Princess and the Frog.
No.
Would it go down in the bayou?
I've seen that a lot because Charlie loves that one, so I've seen that one a lot in recent years. I've seen Beauty and the Beast a whole lot, and I saw that one many times on the big screen. Yeah, and Moana is so recent, so I think those are my go-tos. I'm going to go Mulan and Brave for sure.
Yeah, I was talking with Hannah, and we both remember seeing Beauty and the Beast in theaters. I think she said that was the first movie that her mom took her to.
Okay.
Was Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, you guys were little ones back then.
We were wee babes.
Yeah. 91.
But yes, I don't know. We maybe do something with her, like me and her maybe talk about those like a reminisce.
Oh, cool.
Type podcast. Maybe go see like Tangled and stuff. Yeah, maybe. I mean, she's friend of the show, Hannah Elledge.
Absolutely.
Go check out that Miraculous Ladybug episode.
If I can make it work, I would honestly see all of them on the big screen to me, and maybe with the one exception of Moana, just because we saw it so recently.
We saw it.
I don't need to rewatch it on the big screen so soon, but I would if I had the chance, definitely.
Yeah.
Your feelings are clear, Josh.
Yes. What else we got? Vamp, Gavin.
You posted something.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro said,
Trollhunters.
Stay tuned.
Season 2.
Yep, details
the
coming.
end of fall.
Yeah.
So
is that like by the Farmer's Almanac? Like, can we count on a certain
I would say
date?
that. I don't know
Or
when does winter officially begin?
December,
Isn't it like December
21st? I think is what it is.
Oh, really? That far out?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, summer ends in the third week.
Well,
of
we
September.
got the last time it came on was in November. It was when it premiered originally, so
like
maybe we'll get it again in November.
that
It'll
would be
just be
awesome.
a November thing.
That would be awesome.
I want to know what happened to Jim. He got all
pumped.
red and went in that place, and I don't know what's going on.
Who knows, man? I'm sure his voice changed a little.
I've been watching. I don't even know how to pronounce this.
Is it Japanese?
Yeah,
you got it, dude. You always have the Japanese.
It's not this. This is one of those words that I've never been able to pronounce.
Okay.
And I've heard it pronounced 38,000 times from 5 different people. So.
Do they all pronounce it differently?
Yeah,
or
everybody pronounces it differently.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Tsundere, which is like Tsundere, and this is like Tsuredure. Yeah, I don't know. Tsuredure. Tsuredure. That actually sounds like Tsuredure Children.
Yeah.
That actually sounds good. I'm gonna go with Tsuredure from now on.
Yes, I got one.
I went and watched that this week. Got caught up on it. All 6 episodes. Fantastic series.
Is it just a mini series?
Yep.
That's it?
Well, I mean, it's a
small arc.
Not really. I mean, they've got like 100 and something chapters in the manga.
So is there going to be more? Like,
they're just. I got caught up. I haven't caught it yet. I think it's a 12 or 24 episodes. They're only 15 minutes each.
Oh, okay.
But it's all about these like high school kids, like confessing and falling in love. So totally my type of shoujo.
I was going to say, wow, just stepping out of your comfort zone for this.
I know,
one.
right? I saw that and I was like, yes, it's like it was made for me. So yeah, I've been watching that.
Is there some sort of strange element like Psychic School Wars, or is it straight up just high school drama?
Yeah, it's just high school drama.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
How's the art? Is it colorful?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of school uniforms, I bet.
Lots of school uniforms. It's the same school uniform, so you'll hate it because they all go to the same school. Yeah. But they change outfits when they are, at home off school.
Cool.
Hair's all kinds of different colors. It's very white.
Okay.
I've noticed it's a very, like they do a lot of like white shots, like whiteouts.
Yeah.
But so like there's a lot of, the hair color is the distinguishing.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. But yeah, there's like 15 couples.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Dang.
And like each one gets like maybe 3 to 4 minutes
Okay.
to tell their part of the story, and then it goes to the next one and goes to the next one, and it's not the same each episode.
Interesting.
So it's very good. I love it. I'll show you the first episode.
Okay.
Before we leave. Yeah, like I said, it's like 12 minutes long. It's not long at all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Other than that, I've been playing Destiny. It
nice.
came out.
I've seen you and Brady playing it a little bit.
Yeah. If you guys want to play with me on Xbox, let me know.
The animation looks good, man. It doesn't look like the best thing I've ever seen, but it's up there. It's top tier.
Still got Nathan Fillion in it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Still has oh god, I can't remember her name. She was in Buffy. Nope, she was not in Buffy. She was in Angel, and she was in Zoe. I can't remember. She's in it. Bill Nighy's in it.
Oh, I love him. He's awesome. Wow,
playing a very Bill Nighy
they had
character.
such big name voice actors in that. That's cool.
Troy Baker.
Who's that?
The voice actors, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
The voice actor it's one of those. There's like 2 main video game voice actors. So if you listen to play a video game and there's a voice actor, it's either Nolan North or Troy Baker.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. And Troy Baker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were either of them in Gears of War?
Probably. I can tell you.
Although they did some fantastic voice acting in that.
Do you ever play Last of Us?
Mm-mm.
Uncharted?
No, I wanted to play that.
Okay.
But...
Well,
yeah.
never.
Oh, well.
In that one.
Sweet.
So mainstream video games.
Right. Is that all for the news?
That's all for the news. I mean, I'm sure there's something else.
Yeah.
Comment below what we missed.
Seemed light in the news this week.
Yeah, nothing.
I mean, basically the world's just waiting for Coco right now. I know I am.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, you'll go, right?
I guess.
I thought you liked to go so you can tear things to shreds.
Yeah, but this is one of those. It's so new that because here's the thing. Here's what's gonna happen, Gavin. Even if I don't like it, even if there's glaring flaws in the story, in the animation, whatever it is, everyone has those Disney Pixar goggles on.
I know.
So they're not going to be able to. Yeah, the general public will have those glasses on. Like, say
that's true.
Say you're a main podcast that focuses on like 3 topics.
Okay,
they're gonna
no
have
shade
those.
throwing.
I'm not naming names. Classic cast. I'm not naming names. They're gonna have those glasses on, and I've put the stupid glasses on like 4 times.
You have.
They're gonna put those glasses on, Gavin.
5 times.
And they're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, it's the greatest movie ever made." Just like every movie is the greatest movie ever made up until that point.
Well,
up to that point.
Look, hey, they enjoyed it. No,
I'm not saying you can enjoy it all you want, but you gotta watch it objectively.
Some people just want to escape into it and like it no matter what.
I can't really escape into those type of animated shows. That's harder for me.
I've come to understand that. Yeah.
Now I can escape into manga.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
I can escape into. But yeah, I've never been like, I want to live on the African savannah like a Lion King. Never once have I ever wanted that.
Really? Because I feel that right now.
You want to live on the African savannah?
No.
I mean, it's pretty dry there.
I mean, I don't think I would. I mean, I can kind of escape into the dynamic of the pride and the family and the friends and stuff like that, but not actually being a lion and living on the savannah.
That's never been my thing.
No.
But you know where?
But I could escape into the idea of being a Monsters at Monsters Inc. That would be amazing.
Really? Now, see,
Oh,
I can never,
yes.
I can never picture myself as like one of those characters.
Oh,
I could
I'm all
picture
about it.
myself, and it's very rare that I can picture myself living in a place like in like that cliffside place that's in Ponyo, the house that they live in.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. No, it would also be great. You ready for this transition? Maybe living on some sort of a lighthouse.
Nice.
On like a cliff edge.
Yes, I'm with you.
So let's go ahead and talk about the movie that we watched.
Let's do it. So
I was setting that up, and you kept going about monsters, and I was like, "Come on, I gotta get it."
You got it. Good transition. So today we're going to talk about a fantastic movie called Song of the Sea, from the same people that did another movie we reviewed called The Secret of Kells, which I adore. I gave it 5 Jiminy Crickets back when we did it.
I believe I gave it...
I think you gave it 3 or 4. You were pretty high on it.
I think I gave it 4 because they didn't get together.
Right. If they would have, you would have given it a 5.
Yeah,
him
5.
and Aislinn. Yeah. Anyway, another film by Tom Moore and Cartoon Saloon. This is their second feature film. And I tell you what, they're kind of like the 2D animated version of Laika right now, where they're a smaller outfit, but they're putting out consistently awesome work. And I'm so excited to know that there's another film on the horizon that we know the name of, and we've seen a couple images, right? It's called Wolfwalkers.
Wolfwalkers.
So that's
the
exciting.
only thing that we've seen are a couple stills on Tom Moore's Tumblr. That's it.
Yeah. So clearly his theme that he wants to kind of delve into in all of these is all based around the mythological ideals and fairy tales of, Scotland and Ireland and the North. And, this is just another great example of it. Song of the Sea is basically the story of a family that lives on this amazing little cliff island with a lighthouse on it that Josh alluded to a moment ago. And
Transition.
Transition. And it revolves around this little family unit, and you start to realize throughout the course of the movie that the daughter is a Selkie. Now, a Selkie is from...
Not to be confused with Durarara, where it's Celti and she's a Dullahan. It's completely different.
Good catch.
I thought that they were saying Celti the whole time, and I was like, she's not a Dullahan. This is a lie.
That's hilarious. No, so that's basically a mythological creature from, that part of the world. And, it comes down from ancient times. And a lot of the origins are kind of murky about where that kind of came from, like truly in mythology. But there's a lot of theories about the native Finlanders and their sealskin boats and their seal skins. And they would have to, once they got saturated, they couldn't float anymore. So they would have to lay them out and dry them on the shore. And so they would be laying naked next to them and blah, 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 blah. So they think maybe that's where it came from. But the idea is a Selkie is a seal in the water and takes human form on land and helps.
So just your typical fae.
Helps fairy folk find their way, basically.
I think they prefer it to be called the fae.
The fae find their way. And
they don't like it when you rhyme.
Oh, I'm failing. I'm failing over here.
You're failing.
So that's kind of the basics.
No, got it.
How would you, you're better at synopsizing stories. Why don't you describe
bro, you're killing me,
the
mate.
story?
So basically what we have is little boy who's, you can kind of tell that he's doesn't really care about his sister too much because mom disappears and then poof, there's a baby.
Right.
So it's like, oh, well, probably kind of blames her for his mom going away.
He sees that as a bad trade.
Exactly. And she can't talk.
She's a mute at that point.
At that point, yeah. So I love that he kind of treats her like a dog a little bit, like when he's pulling her with a little leash. I thought that was adorable. By the way, all of these characters freaking cute.
Oh, yeah.
Cersei? Cersei?
Yeah.
Not the Lannister. Cersei. Cersei.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to call her Cersei 6 times. Cersei, she's, freaking amazing. I love her character. She's
super
so cute.
Yeah.
But I like Ben, too. Ben's a really cute character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with the synopsis. I don't care. I'm just going to go right into it.
Sure.
I liked, if I'm going to compare this with Kells, I liked this more, mainly because a lot of the stained glass type stuff and weird visuals that they put in Kells kind of pulls me out a bit. But
Gotcha.
None of that's in here. I mean, they have a little bit of stuff, but it's not the main focal point. It's not the background that is causing, the scene to rotate. I'm not really too much of a fan of that. And so that's why spoilers, I like this one more than Kel's. I also like the story of this one a little bit more than Kel's, because the story of Kel's is hide the book. He meets
oh gosh,
Aislinn.
Aislinn is the
he meets
spirit,
Aislinn, who's adorable, and then the Huns attack. I'm just kidding. The Saxons,
Vikings, the Northmen, I think is what they call them.
So yeah, like the Norsemen attack, and then he runs away. And then he comes back later. That's it. That's the story.
Yeah, it's
and then he never meets
Spartan
Aislinn
story.
again, and it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of stupid. There's a cute cat.
This one's much more of a well-rounded.
Yeah,
story
we have a
where it has
well-rounded story,
conclusion, and there's kind of resolution at the end, and yeah, I agree.
So I mean, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Now we're gonna talk about all like the music. And all that stuff. Again, I did pay attention to that.
The music in this one was really simple, but I don't want to get there quite
yet. So like, we'll talk about that here in a sec. I guess if we're going to go more on the story, it kind of reminded me a little bit of... no, I take it back.
What were you thinking?
I was going to be like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about it.
All right. I mean, I think the story is beautiful in this. I think it's really cool. I love to see the relationship between the brother and the sister really kind of come full circle in the end, and him kind of come to that moment where he's like, I'm sorry. I've been a crap brother, and I should have been better. And, her understanding that, and then basically at the end, she chooses to stay with them because she comes to that ultimate choice of, you can be a Selkie or you can be human. You got to pick now.
Again, couple things here.
Okay.
Couple things.
Ooh, we got rules from Josh.
Well, one, it is kind of a rule. So Ben is daughter of Seltie mom and dad.
Oh, he's not half Selkie.
How is he not half Seltie?
It's a K. Selkie.
Selkie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
I know. I'm just going to try and ingrain it.
How is he not half Selkie?
I don't know. I mean, that's a great question.
Unless maybe she maybe it's a boy thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's
so.
Only
maybe
a girl
since
thing.
he's a boy,
because
he can't be a
they are
Selkie.
akin to mermaids, and so in like their kind of lineage of lore and whatnot. So it may be that it's just a female thing.
Very possible.
So,
that would make sense. That would make sense.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see that. Okay, yeah, that works for me then.
Yeah.
I had a second part.
I love her little glowy sealskin coat that she puts on.
Super cute.
So that's part of the mythology
I love
well.
too, like when she puts it on, like for a second, like she doesn't have feet. She's just all like
in
one
a little
onesie,
yeah.
and then
so
like her
cute.
feet pop up later. I'm like, oh no, put the onesie back on. It's cute.
It is adorable. That's part of the legends, is that sailors and warriors would steal Selkies and marry them, and the way that they would keep them is by stealing their seal skin and like hiding it in a chest and locking it away like that. So that's kind of how they would force them to be their wives. And a Selkie could, if they could find their seal skin, they could escape. So I thought that was interesting that the dad in this case was kind of
anything on the mythology.
protecting the daughter from it by locking it in a chest, because he's afraid that she's going to turn into a Selkie just like his wife did, or not turn into one, but be one and decide to go out to sea.
Nice. Yeah. Remembered.
Oh, good.
So we're going to go straight full dive into story now. I have one complaint with this movie.
Okay.
It being, it's a very long and drawn out process of the forgiving. I wanted, and I was telling you about this when we went to Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted a scene where Ben just kind of confronts Cersei. Darn it. Keep putting that R in there. Cersei. Where he confronts Cersei and is like, you're the reason Mom left. I just wanted something like that, mainly so we could boom, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I just wanted a quick boom. She kind of tears up. He kind of tears up because he's realized it's not actually her fault. I've been a D-bag, not a Dublin bag, but, So he's been a jerk the whole time. That I wanted something like that to happen, and I was kind of sad that we didn't get that.
Right.
Because the way that we have it, I mean, there's really no resolution other than he's like, oh man, I was kind of mean to you. I was like, blow up a little bit. I wanted a little bit more emotion because he's not really animated that much. Like, he cries when he has to leave home. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, I think he acts out in other ways, in his bossiness towards her and kind of the way he treats her. And in a lot of ways, I mean, she's probably 5 or 6. He's probably 8 or 9. He doesn't necessarily have the capability to express exactly what those feelings are and necessarily have the argument for it.
I think he's 12.
Is he?
Maybe.
Because, even
no, wait.
I don't remember...
I think he's 11 because there's 2 candles on the cake.
Oh,
so he's turning 11.
Okay.
So boom, boom.
I mean, I don't remember how much of that kind of thing I would have been able to vocalize at that age. I don't know. Maybe most people can, but in a little way, I felt like, well, he's just not at a point in his life where he can really express that kind of an argument. But subconsciously he is feeling that and he's taking it out on her. He doesn't necessarily understand why he resents her.
Yeah, I just for me though, I just wanted that boom real quick. Cause I mean, kids are also brutally honest.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I kind of wanted, just something like that,
Yeah.
Cause I mean, I've seen that stuff before and I'm like,
Sure.
I think that works really well. If you can get it out of the way quick. I mean, heck, we had that scene in Rugrats. In the Rugrats movie, Tommy confronts Dill. And it's like, you're the reason that, everyone's paying attention to you and no one's paying attention to me anymore. We have that. It happens, and then we get over it, and everyone's a big happy family.
Right.
Like, within the matter of, 2 minutes, and everyone's happy again. I just wanted something like that so we could go boom, 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 done. Get it over with. Then we try and help her. Yeah,
I mean, I get that. In a lot of ways... this movie was just subtle, and a lot of those resolutions and decisions were very subtly made and expressed in the movie. And I kind of liked that. I felt like it was in keeping with everything else. For example, the subtleties that we see from the dad. Imagine celebrating your daughter's birthday, but it's also the exact anniversary of your wife's death. That's a bittersweet day. And you see the moments where the daughter is in the scene, he's warm and he's happy and he's affectionate to her. But then as soon as she's out of the scene, you can tell he's mourning. Well, and he's like, I'm going down to the pub for one with my buddy. And he's like, it's just this one once a year. And then he can't even drink his beer when he's there. He pushes it away.
Well, you also have the very not even subtle similarities between the story that is going on, like the Faye story, and what's happening in real life.
Sure.
I mean, the subtleties there are so they're just like in your face, and I'm like, I like that you're doing this. I think this is a good storytelling, kind of like a mode.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Device, a
storytelling device.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. So you can see the compare and contrast between what's going on there and what's going on here. I thought that was really well done.
I agree.
I liked that. Because even when he's, when he's at the bar, it's the exact same face that the mountain, the island is doing.
Yes.
I saw that and I was like, this is perfect.
Which is
this is
coolest.
Great.
I love that island. That's the giant turned to stone.
Because we have
so cool.
Because we have Owl, who's grandma, who again just doesn't want to see.
Same voice actress.
Yeah, same voice actor. Who's the boat guy? Who's the Faye dude? And I mean, it's just one of those that she doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to see her her husband hurting. That's why she says, just forget about her.
Right.
So she's, the loving mother.
Yep.
And then we have boat guy who's literally ferrying people across.
Yep.
And, giving them direction.
Yeah.
And
then
he gives Ben the direction. I'm like, this is really, really good.
It's excellent. I agree. I think all of that mirroring effect is really good, and like you said, a great storytelling device. I think it's awesome. I love Ben's sidekick. I think Koo is amazing. That is the coolest sheepdog
It is.
ever. I love that dog. I think it's so cool. So, what else about the story? Do you like how it resolves in the end?
Yes.
I do too.
I like how we have a resolution.
I think
again, we don't really have that in Kells.
Poignant. Yeah, it's open-ended. I agree. So this story kind of wraps up more clearly.
And then we have nice little after credits bit
Yeah, we
where
get
you
to
can
see a
see them
little bit
as a
of
loving
life goes
family
on.
again. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, good.
Yeah, when there's less sadness happening, less mourning and depression, the whole family's happier, including grandma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Everyone's a big happy
that
family.
was good. And it was sweet when Circe finally speaks and her first word is Ben.
Yeah.
I love that moment. I was like, oh, it's Ben. That's so perfect. And then, she kind of gradually starts to speak. And then in that end credits scene, you see her say like a full, vivid sentence. And you're like, oh,
It's like, Ben,
yes.
come on. It's time for the party. Let's gotta go down there.
And it's like so great to see her out of her shell. Because you kind of feel for the girl the whole time.
She's adorable.
Super adorable.
Absolutely adorable.
I agree. They did a great job.
My
animating
favorite
her.
part is like when when he first attaches the thing and she has like her arms behind her. And
Yeah.
she's like getting pulled for the first time. She's like, I don't know what's going on.
in her little rain boots.
Yes. So cute.
Totally
Her
adorable.
little galoshes.
Yep. I agree. I thought, we can go right into the artwork
Yeah,
if
that's where I
you
was gonna
want
go.
from here.
Transition.
Let's talk. You're nailing the transitions. I love the character design. You mentioned it earlier. These two kids are just so adorable. Their dog is the fluffiest, cutest thing ever created, and just this big bundle of like fluffy love.
No sharp angles like
Yeah.
in Kells. But
Yeah.
again, with the way that Kells was and the style that they were going for with all of the way
the illuminated manuscripts.
exactly
and
like
everything,
the paintings and
Yeah,
everything like
it
that
fit
that
with
they
that
did,
style.
the time frame even it fit well.
Yeah. Yeah, this one has a lot more rounded things to it. Just keeping on with the character design, just fantastic. All of the characters are so well designed in this. They're very simple, yet very dynamic. They're really playing on iconic shapes and, the grandmother looking like an owl and Matcha looking very much like an owl and the dad and just his kind of craggy looking face, and then juxtaposed next to that mountain island of the giant that's turned to stone.
Yeah.
All of it is so iconic looking and so beautiful. And, in a lot of ways you look at it and it looks simple, but simple and beautiful can be very hard to be present simultaneously. And I just think they do it so wonderfully in this. It's all hand-drawn. They have CG elements that come in for effects, like the little glowing orbs and things like that, CG, whatever. But all of the movie is hand-drawn. And that's fantastic that we have a feature-length hand-drawn movie
it's
in
great
2014.
too because we have during the credits we have all of the production
like animatics.
going on. I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty cool.
So cool, yeah. A lot of it, they kind of play up the 2D, and a lot of it looks almost like paper cuts, like when they're in the car. The car looks really flat, like it's a flat piece that they're just moving across the cell. And I liked that. I thought it was cool. I felt like a lot of it looked like it was just children's storybook illustrations just moving. And man, the textures, the cool patterns on the rocks and the trees made everything about this look visually stunning to me. I just loved looking at every corner of every scene that they would present to us, whether it was in the town with the buildings or out on the moors or in the forest with all the plants and the trees and just the patterns and textures that they involved in it were just fantastic. And of course, we've mentioned it already. My favorite area that we see is the island on which they live with the lighthouse at the top. So it looks like it was at one point a domed island and like half of it sloughed off. And so it's like a sheer cliff and the lighthouse sits at the top. And then kind of off to the left is a similar, slightly smaller island that has the face on the front of it that looks like the giant. And it's basically the giant turned to stone. And just that composition is so gorgeous. And the idea of them living there on that kind of idyllic little spot, isolated, there's just a romanticism to it that I thought was really poignant and magical. You know, I thought the animation was good, like the action, like you know, I think of the scene when the witch conjures the spirit dogs and it basically turns Koo into Turbo Dog and they start blasting across the countryside.
So Bolt.
Yeah, kind of like Bolt. I mean, I thought that animation was so beautifully done. Any of the action, the swimming under the water, I thought it was all very beautiful, believable. I mean, the artwork is just fantastic. Yeah. I love it, and I like that they're not afraid to do things that domestic studios are often afraid to do. You know, Disney feels like it has to look a certain way all the time, and that's one of the only things I don't like about Disney animation. It's like, because you can kind of already predict what they're going to do in a lot of ways. You know what looks they're going to go for, and they're never going to go as stylized as this.
No. That
makes me a little sad, but I'm glad studios like Cartoon Saloon are doing it, and they're doing a fantastic job.
So you want to talk about the music?
Yeah, the music
other than the main theme that we have that goes throughout the whole entire movie.
Which is almost all the music there is. Yeah. Even the orchestration in the background, which was very subtle, was just playing on that same theme pretty much. So there wasn't much. It's not a soundtrack I can imagine anyone would really want to sit down and listen to a lot.
How many? I mean, it's got like 5 pieces of music to it.
Yeah, and I think they're all kind of based on the same theme.
They all sound like I was telling you. They all sound remarkably like Edelweiss.
Yeah, a little bit. But again, I think that plays with the subtleties of this movie. It's a very subtle soundtrack. That one little melodic line plays heavily because they play it on the little seashell flute thing that they play. But other than that, you know, it's really just there as another texture in whatever scene they're in. And I'm fine with that. I don't need every soundtrack to jump out of the screen to me and you know, drive the action or, you know, make me feel something. This one was just there to kind of add another texture to things. And I thought it was well done. But again, very simple.
Yeah, there's also a lot of humor in this movie that I wasn't expecting
Subtle
a whole
humor,
lot.
But really funny stuff, yeah.
Like, when, like on the freaking door, feck off.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Written keep out, feck off, and there's that one moment when Ben's all frustrated and he says, "Jesus, Mary, and Joseph." It's so funny to see this little 10-year-old kid just so much frustration. And then I like the scene when he kicks her off the boat. He just kicks her off. She falls under the sand.
Just like pushes her off. When she kicks his shin.
Oh, that's great.
I thought that was good. It's like, kick. Girls trying to take the thing. Like, no.
Girls always have that one last move when you're a kid, and if they kick you in the shin, they win, man. It hurts so bad. That's the worst.
So good.
It was good. It was
the majority of her facial expressions are great because she doesn't talk throughout half the movie, so you just have her facial expressions.
Yeah.
And you can tell when she's like ticked.
Yep.
And it's great. It's
amazing.
when the roles reverse and she's like pulling him through when she's playing her conch shell to summon, you know, Ron Burgundy's troop. And, you know, he's like kind of pulling her and she's like looking at him like, bro. And then like he pulls her once, she like yanks him. It's like, bro, no.
Yeah, it was all really well done. On the topic of the humor, I think they played just enough of it to offset the kind of sadness and the rough parts, because this is a heavy film.
I was getting a bit choked up at the end when Mama Selkie came back. I said it right this time.
You did. Good job.
Oops. Tapped my mic there. When she came back and was like, "Mom, don't go," and I was like,
"Yeah, it's
like, no, don't want to cry." That's why if you saw me, that's when I got my water and I was like nursing my water. I was like, gotta get the sore throat away.
Nice. Yeah, but I think they balance that well. You know, they throw in just enough humor there so that it's not, you know, Angela's ashes. It's not a total downer from beginning to end. Yeah, I thought it was beautiful, though. I love this movie. You want to go ahead and rate it?
I'm going to give it, surprisingly, 5 Dipper Pines.
Nice. I'm right there with you. I'm fully on board with 5 Jiminy Crickets.
I would buy it if it wasn't so expensive. It's like $18 for the DVD.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
on Prime right now, what is it, $26.99?
$14.99.
for Blu-ray though.
Oh, I mean, if you just want to own it digitally, it's $14.99.
I want to own it physically.
Oh,
I'm old.
Well, vamp, Gavin, while you tell me what you rank it.
I already did 5.
Oh, well, there's
Vamp over.
a little bit more vamping, bro.
Like I said, I can't wait to see what this studio puts out next. Wolfwalkers is their next project. We know very little about it so far, but whenever it comes out, I will be there, ready to see it. This one came out, and I totally missed it. I didn't.
Did it come out
know
in theaters?
I don't know. I didn't look that up. I should have, but I didn't look it up because I missed it. I wasn't. It was our listeners that told us about it. Early on in our podcast, we had said, hey, let us know what are good ideas.
And we got hit up a lot for Song of Sea.
Somebody said, hey, watch Song of Sea. Song of the Sea. That's the next film they did. And I had never heard of it. So I'm going to pay attention this time. And when it comes out, I'm seeing it.
$23.88 on Amazon right now.
Okay.
For the Blu-ray.
It's not terrible, but it'll come down, I bet, eventually.
I don't know. The movie's been out since 2014.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. It's one of those that it's...
Well,
it's
I'm about to get a gift card, so maybe I'll use my gift card for it.
Just use your gift card. That'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, Gavin. So we watched Secret of Kells.
Yep.
Which has, a mystical element to it. Mm-hmm. Then we had Song of the Sea, which also has a mystical element to it. Mm-hmm. Can you think of some sort of like mystical type thing that you would like to see animated?
That's a great question.
Like, would you like to see, I don't know, I'll just throw out something stupid. Like, would you want to see something like with a leprechaun? Something like that.
That could be interesting. Definitely. Honestly, the first...
Would you like to see something a little bit darker? Would you like to see something maybe like Red Caps?
I'm thinking a little darker, and I don't know if this is exactly along the lines of what you're asking, but the first thing that popped into my mind is I would like to see some really scary animated things. I know you're not big into that, but I would love to see some really scary animation. I think in animation they could do scary things. You may or may not know, but I'm a huge fan of paranormal investigations. Mm-hmm. My favorite horror movies are ghost stories. I would love to see like a really scary ghost story kind of movie where it's people investigating ghosts. Maybe it's even kids, kind of like Monster House or kind of like Paranorman, where they're investigating things. But I want it to be like more realistic and scary. I would love to see something like that. Now there are a lot of mythological things that are scary as well.
Do you think there's a
audience for it?
An audience for like a scary animated like Paranormal Activity-esque movie?
I don't know. That's a great question. And it's kind of along the same lines of our why don't the major studios animate superhero movies? Yeah. Because that audience is going to see that as too kiddish.
And with this one, if you're doing animated, mm-hmm. the majority of your audience is gonna be younger kids.
Right.
And do you want to make a hard PG-13 animated scary thing?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's...
Well, I mean Gravity Falls kind of did it in the Northwest Manor Mysteries Noir thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a freaking deer speaking in a demonic voice with blood pouring out of its eyes and mouth.
Yeah. And then its teeth come out of its head. That was weird.
Different bit.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
There was some creepy stuff in that show.
Yeah. No, yeah. That episode, and that's weird because that's the episode that got nominated for an Emmy. Like the one with all the dark demonic everything, where there's like the evil ghost got hassled by the Northwests.
Yeah.
And then that axe came and killed him. And we basically see that.
Yeah.
And he's got the axe in his head the whole time and then tries to kill them both with said axe.
Yeah.
It's like, good Lord.
Well, that's probably why they got nominated, because they broke some boundaries.
You know what? I bet so.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I would like it to obviously be more scary than that. Like really.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like
this
PG-13 or even R-rated. Like I would love to see a straight up animated horror film.
Well, there's some hardcore anime out there that is very, they had this last one that just came out. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Just say more.
Yeah. On a like mystical or mythological level, I think all of that kind of Celtic and Northern European mythology lends itself toward this kind of thing. I would love to see, even more kind of worldwide legends of certain things, like, I don't know,
Chupacabras,
things like that. Bigfoot, weird. What do they call that? Cryptozoological creatures. I think a lot of those could be cool. I'm trying to think of, because I don't like read a lot of fantasy or fairy tale kind of stuff, so I don't know of anything else that I can really think of. What about you?
I found that anime I was talking about. It was in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a really limited release here with a Japanese sub, or an English sub. In Japanese. It's called Genocidal Organ.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
And it's bloody.
Yeah.
Like gore,
See, I'm not
blood,
a big slasher
everything.
fan. Like,
well,
I
this
don't like
this
that.
is guns.
Yeah, that's not
And
my
like
thing.
bleh.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of scary elements in it too, because there are like demons going after people.
Oh, nice.
So it's very but I mean, I don't think that it would happen in America.
Oh no, it won't. That's the sad
Unless
thing.
Leica wants to take a stab at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we know what they're working on next? Do we have any idea?
No. I would like to see. I like to see a female protagonist out of Leica, because the last
Coraline.
we got Coraline, but we've had Box Trolls, Paranorman, Kubo.
Yeah.
So I think it's time
for a girl.
Time for another girl.
I'm down with that.
That would be pretty nifty.
I'm totally down with that.
And especially since, their process has come a long way since Coraline, maybe they
Sure.
can make her look good.
I think she looks
If she
good
looked a
in
bit, if she
Coraline.
looked a bit like, Norman, maybe, I think, or Kubo even, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think there's a treasure trove, and I think Tom Moore is one of those people who's tapping into the treasure trove of this kind of fairy tale, mystical, European thing. There's just tons of stories and tons of legends that they can tap into, and even combine them with the modern world like they did in Song of the Sea, so that it's relatable. Secret of Kells may not have been as relatable for a lot of people because it's set so far in the past, during the Middle Ages, but Song of the Sea brings it to now, and that's what's kind of cool. So, they're kind of figuring that out, that they can bridge that gap. And I think there's tons of possibilities. I'd love to see more like trolls and giants and, like really.
Would you like to see
big
something more
creatures.
like a kind of like a Mononoke? Like dark wise, not because it's not super dark, but it's way darker than any Disney movie.
Sure.
And it's not even super dark.
Yeah, that's actually a really great example. Mononoke is a perfect example for this. And I would love to see that like in a European setting with that type of iconography and stylization. And God, Cartoon Saloons is the perfect studio to do it. Maybe that's what Wolfwalkers will be.
Wolfwalkers is just her killing everything.
They're the spirit, the forest spirits, just like the wolves in Mononoke. Who knows?
Well, because I mean, from what we've seen so far, I do get a big kind of Mononoke vibe.
Okay.
Because we've got the main girl who's an archer, and then there's a little wolf girl, and I'm just like, I'm looking at her and I'm like, son.
Yeah.
The whole every
could
time
be
I see
awesome.
her, it's like Aisling and Son mixed together and put into a little wolf girl. That's what she is.
Fantastic.
So I'm like, perfect. And she's got fiery red hair.
Oh, cool.
That was Scottish. That wasn't really Irish.
Whatever.
I can't really
all
do
good.
Irish. Irish is like, you got to start off with like,
It's a little more rounded than Scottish. Scottish has a lot of hard edges to it, I feel like. That's what it sounds like anyway.
Yeah.
What does it feel like, Josh? You do it.
Irish, I'm not going to say it.
Scottish. Does it feel sharp?
Scottish?
Does it feel like there's a lot of sharp edges in it?
It seems more guttural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Like he got That's the worst roll.
Perfect. Perfect.
Irish. No. I see. I can't do that roll R's for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
I can get maybe 3 dedas in.
Right.
That's about it.
I used to be much better when I was basically fluent in Spanish, but I'm no longer anywhere close to fluent in Spanish.
Speaking of Spanish, this horchata.
Horchata.
Uh,
It's what is it? A frappuccino?
Yeah, it's a horchata frappuccino made instead of almond milk with soy milk.
Yeah.
Because they were out of almond milk. From good old Starbucks. Mm-hmm. It's good, but it tastes a lot like their s'mores frappuccino that they do. That's basically what it tastes like.
Right.
I don't know if the almond milk would have any sort of difference in there.
I'm sure it does.
I'm
tastes
sure it
different than soy
probably
milk.
does.
Yeah. Is that so? The standard ingredient is almond milk, or is that just what you prefer?
I mean, that's what I mean. It's like an almond toasty almond nut beverage.
Oh, okay.
So I would assume that almond milk would help enhance the flavor.
Sure. That follows. I like your logic.
Thank you.
Good job.
I try.
Amazing.
All right. Got anything else grabby?
Man, I don't. There's not a lot on the horizon right now besides us podcasting. Like I said, I'm waiting for Coco. That's kind of the next thing on the calendar for me. And after that, it's going to be that new Aardman movie, which I don't know if you would see or not. Would you go see that?
Maybe.
Maybe.
How much
Looks
you gonna pay me?
hilarious.
I'll have to see something for it. I haven't seen anything for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, the trailer's out. I'll show it to you when we're done here. When you
Okay.
show me that other episode of whatever it is.
What did we call it?
I don't remember
Dang
at this
it.
point. Tsuredure?
Tsuredure Children.
Yeah, that's it.
Sure.
Nailed it. Yeah, I don't have anything else, man.
No top 5 this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No top 5.
We talked a lot.
Yeah.
We'll do our top 5 because I think the top 5 that we have, I want to do it with Corey.
Sure.
And I think that could possibly be an hour just in itself.
Okay. Well, honestly, of course, I didn't think we would be able to talk that long about this movie, but then I rewatched it and I was like, oh, yeah, there is a lot to talk about. But the next movie we watch, I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot to talk about.
What are we watching next?
Shark Tale.
Oh God!
So we may be quick about that.
It may be on Shark Tank.
We may be quick about that, and then we'll do a big top 5.
Yeah, listen to our 5-minute review of Shark Tale, where it's going to be garbage, utter garbage.
No, I don't want to sell it short. I'm not going to prejudge
I've
it.
seen it.
But right now, I can't imagine we're going to have a lot of deep discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
hope I'm entertained by it, though.
The only reason I put this in here is because what I hope next week is gonna be.
Okay.
I hope that we all spit on it.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Okay. And
Because
we might.
it's I've unfortunately seen it twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them just because I was bored and I was like, "I'll watch this" because it was on Cartoon Network.
And the other one because of a girl.
No, I don't watch movies because of girls.
Okay.
Girls are Gavin goes, "Oh, Grody."
Oh, yeah. Cooties and whatnot.
They got cooties.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you a cootie shot later? Circle, dot. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. And the other one, I watched it on a bus for a choir trip.
Oh, so you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, it's one of those you're like...
The only movie I've ever seen on a bus, a Goofy movie.
You know what movie is pretty much played on every single bus ever?
What?
Princess Bride.
Oh, that's good.
It is like on every single bus.
'Cause it's universal,
Usually
man.
on the way home, not the way there. They save Princess Bride for on the way back.
Take a lot of bus
home.
rides?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Dude, with basketball and choir, you are on a lot of bus rides.
Oh. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I traveled with stuff like that, it was just in a regular school bus. We
Oh,
didn't
no.
have a movie player.
Liberty Academy, we bought ourselves a charter bus. So we went in style.
Nice.
Mainly because all the other schools didn't have charter buses. And we were like, Bustas! And we roll up in our charter bus.
Awesome.
And be like, yee.
You guys were so hard.
We were. In our awesome... Oh, fun fact. I think it was my junior year. Our warm-up uniforms...
Yeah.
They were basically like... I think they got our uniforms and the warm-up uniforms and the cheerleader uniforms mixed up. Because our warm-up uniforms look like cheer uniforms. They were like the blue, but they had like that gold kind of like tearaway, like breathy part on the back of the. It was awful. It looked like
These
a really
were basketball
bad
warm-ups?
Yeah, these were like really bad, like
Weird.
suits, the stuff that we would wear into gyms. Because it used to be, we would wear slacks, shirt, and tie. That's what we went to ball games in.
Right.
But then they were like, no, forget that. That's garbage. You look like the Mets. So screw it. And they suck. Used to suck. Still do. But used to suck more.
Oh. Okay.
So
I wouldn't know. I don't follow baseball.
This would have been like early 2000s. So it was back when they were around. So that's what we would come in. And then I know that they messed up our uniforms because it's literally the girl font. Like for the girls' basketball team, the boys' basketball
they had a
team.
different font?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we had different uniforms. So we had the girls' uniforms and the boys' uniforms.
Well, I understand they would have a different fit, but I didn't know they would have a different font.
Different font.
Okay.
Because because ours were going to be like Liberty Academy Eagles, and theirs were like in cursive Liberty Academy
lots of
Eagles.
curly cues. And stuff.
And so we come out, we got ours like, yeah, we finally got new uniforms. Aww. Why are they in cursive? So we had to go out with these cursive uniforms, and we're like, oh. But then our senior year, we got a new coach, so we actually got cool Nike tracksuit uniform, like warm-ups, and actual like cool, like real man jerseys. Nice. So it was pretty dope.
I like it. That's awesome.
Oliver's like the only one that listens that knows exactly what I'm talking about. Friend of the show, Oliver.
What up, Oliver?
Okay, I'm done reminiscing.
Yeah, I think we've gone down memory lane and.
This horchata. That's not how you. I'm just gonna make it worse and worse the longer that we go.
Nice. I got an Americano.
Lame.
It is lame.
Like the talented.
But it has lots of espresso
like
in
that
it.
song in the Talented Mr. Ripley. Like two of all Americano.
It's basically the drink that Italians named Americano because Americans would come over and they couldn't stomach the espresso, so they'd have them water it down with extra water because it's just shots of espresso and then the rest is filled up with water. So it's kind of a slight on Americans, like, here's a stupid American drink, which is you're watering down our espresso. So that's what it is.
So do they have like an Italiano, which is just like a whole cup full of espresso?
No, that's just called espresso. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what it is. But I don't really care for Starbucks beans or their roasting. So the Americano is kind of the only way I can stomach their stuff.
Do you drink the Americano at work?
No, I don't trust those machines at all.
Well, there's nothing wrong with those machines.
Well, the one in our break room is never working.
Oh, yeah.
It permanently is out of order.
We have a new one. Like, since we're in the newest building, they got us all brand new stuff. So it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long ways to go for.
It is. It's a very long way to go just to get a fancy cup of garbage.
No, I just drink the regular coffee when I'm there.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
I drink no coffee. So.
Yeah, you're not really a coffee guy.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Frappuccino has in it. I'm sure it has some sort of...
Lots of ice and sugar.
Bean.
And some other flavors depending on which one you purchase.
Yeah, it's got to have something because it tastes the exact same as like those horseshoes, whatever, those little coffee candies that I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some coffee powder in there, maybe even an espresso shot.
There's probably like a shot of espresso, like a small half shot of espresso.
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of different recipes that they use for those. But enough about Starbucks.
Yeah, let's close it down. If anyone's still listening.
Exactly. Let's just close it before we lose our very last listener.
Time.
Oh, now you've done it.
Everybody
now they're
shut
definitely
up so
turning
we
us
can
off.
Get out with all our lives. No, that's stupid. That was not a good off the cuff. Gavin, where can everybody find you?
On Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art. On the web, GavinOttesonArt.com.
Do you still have your paintings on sale? Or are you out of paintings?
My prints of my painting, I do still have 8x10s. The 16x20s are sold out. The first edition. I'm considering doing a second edition, so stay tuned.
For the second edition, you should make them not as cool as the first. Just like erase something.
Okay.
So, and for each subsequent edition, just erase an I.
The little black rectangle.
Yeah,
like,
just
explicit.
it's censored.
Or censored. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
Could you you should be like Japan and make it pixelated. It's like,
or like
so you
protection.
You're like, oh no, I don't know what that is, but it looks familiar.
Yeah. Which one is that?
Yeah.
And by the 50th edition, there'll be nothing.
There's
left.
nothing there, and they're just like, I don't get it.
What?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Twitter at Animate Podcast.
On Instagram, Animation Station Podcast.
On Facebook at Animation Station Podcast.
What's next?
Tumblr.
No, I'm skipping Tumblr. On the website, animationstationpodcast.com.
You can find us on Tumblr at Animation Station Podcast.
Back to the website, you can find the podcast episodes on the podcast tab. And then you can also find our episodes on
iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
Or your favorite podcast
catcher.
Listen.
Are we still on SoundCloud?
No.
Aw.
Yeah, I think episode 1 is still technically on SoundCloud.
On that desperate nail-biting day where we couldn't get Apple
Yeah, when
to
we
work.
couldn't get it. We're like, oh god, iTunes doesn't work. Oh no.
That was the worst day ever.
It's the worst day ever. That's SpongeBob, so it's kind of animation, so I think we can kind of keep it in there.
Keep it. It's good.
All right. Is that it?
That's it, dude.
We done?
We done.
All right. So for the Animation Station podcast, I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
Back off.
Made you look.
Bye-bye, little butterfly.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.